I have news for you. They can't touch you. They cannot control you anymore. All right. So I'm going to go into why you shouldn't be afraid of narcissists trying to destroy your reputation online. If you are like me and you are enduring social media harassment from narcissistic family members who create fake accounts and constantly comment underneath your videos, this is for you. So I've got 9 major points that I want to list here and just an overall message for you to take home and to think about. First thing is first is narcissists thrive in control and manipulation. They do not thrive in the truth. What do they do with the truth? They distort it. They lie. They gaslight. They psychologically abuse you. They psychologically manipulate you. Why? Beats the fuck out of me, honestly. But no, seriously, they do it because they're deeply ashamed of themselves and they would rather control and exploit others and hurt others rather than heal themselves. And they would rather stay in that loop. I call it the go to nowhereville loop. All right. They're going literally nowhere. They're just going in a fucking circle over and over and over. And they're never going to leave that loop. So you might as well just learn to love yourself. Okay. And just tell yourself, you know what? This is temporary. Let's just keep it moving because, rotten fruit falls on its own and we're just going to let the universe do its thing. So the second thing is the truth always prevails. And the people who matter, who are supposed to be a part of your life, are going to see the truth. And for those that are not, who are not in alignment with you, they're not in alignment with your journey, they're going to misunderstand you. They're going to misinterpret you. Why? Because you guys are on different frequencies. You're on 2 different paths. All right. You're not meant to understand each other, and that's okay. All right. Like you're not here for everybody, and that is totally fine. You are here to be you. You are here to be authentic. You are here to tell the truth. And those that are soul aligned with you are going to naturally come to you without any effort from that. All right. So people who do matter are going to see through the lies. So just know that. The fourth thing is you have the power to control your narrative. Don't get sucked into their drama. Don't get sucked into responding to them. Do the best that you can with reporting their accounts. Take legal action, take legal recourse if you have to, if it's that serious for you. But also continue doing what it is that you love to do, right? Like I love to teach people the deep, hidden, dark psychological truths behind narcissists and the truth about narcissists and the different many ways to expose them and to shed light on that. And I don't care how uncomfortable that conversation is. I don't care if it stirs the pot. I don't care if it disrupts the current order of things. I don't care because it needs to be talked about. It needs to be said. We need to be talking about narcissistic mothers who intentionally put their kids at risk to be sexually abused on purpose. On purpose. All right. I kind of mentioned a couple more points, so we're going to skip down to number 6. So, like I said, they are trying to create drama for their own gain. They feel so deeply ashamed of themselves, which as they should, because when you look at them and watch how they behave and interact with people, you're kind of like, wow, you really should be ashamed of yourself. Now I see why you are deeply ashamed because you're literally a little bitch. You're a coward. Like they're literally the biggest cowards on this planet, in my opinion. And so if they feel like they can destabilize you, they get this sense of power, right? Like, oh, now I have some control over her. Like, no, that's not existent. You don't get to control another human being. You don't have control over another soul. Like, that's not how this works. So they're really just making themselves look even more stupid than they already are. Okay. And then yeah, the 7th thing is this is temporary. Let them bark. Okay, let them yap. Let them be good at what they're doing, which is just yapping online through fake accounts. Let them yap, let them continue to go into their loop of nowhereville, okay, because that's all they're good at. That's all they're going to do for the rest of their lives. And you guys are meant to be doing something much better with your life. Okay, you're actually meant to enjoy your life. You get to live your life for joy, happiness, freedom, while they get to live their lives for pain and suffering because they chose that. All right, that's not because of this whole victimhood energy. No, they fucking chose that shit. At their big ass ages, they chose that. All right. So at my big age, I'm choosing the latter. I'm choosing freedom. I'm choosing healing. And yeah, shout out to all of you who are choosing the latter as well. So that leads me to you are not alone. You are not the only one going through this. Sometimes it felt like I was the only one going through this and enduring this, but I'm actually not because there's like a huge community on TikTok of like literally over 1 million people who also grew up with boomer parents and narcissistic mothers and jealous women in their family and just having all the odds stacked against them and growing up into adulthood with literally no real tools and learning how to function in the real world. So, and they do that on purpose. They raise you literally like a rabid animal on purpose so that you rely on them for everything that you need, whether it's finances or basic needs. And it's all for control and manipulation. It's all transactional. They literally lack the capacity to give love and receive love, and they will never be able to do that until they heal themselves. And they have to, in order to for them to experience love, they have to admit that something's wrong with them first, and they can't do that. They can't do that because that would affect their ego and that psychological split that happens that makes them ego pass in the first place. Or they're like, nothing's wrong with me. I'm not detaching from my own sense of identity and fuck feelings, fuck everybody, you know, literally how narcissists are formed. Okay. There's a great psychotherapist on TikTok. What is his name? I think it's Roman Zamini or something. I can't remember his name, but he's a psychotherapist and he literally talks about the psychology behind why narcissists, how they form, and basically what happens, right? How they turn into covert narcissists, which turn into psychopaths, and overt narcissists who turn into sociopaths. All right. Okay. And then the last thing I want to mention is your peace of mind is way more important than their approval. Okay. So first things first is listen, I know you lacked validation from childhood. I know you lacked that from healthy adult figures. You never got the validation that you needed. And unfortunately, you had to rely on toxic validation from the narcissist. Okay, right now we're going to update ourselves to the present moment and say, you know what? I'm going to remove myself from this external validation that my nervous system is craving, that my subconscious is craving as a trauma response. I'm going to release that. And I'm going to start craving validation within myself. Literally start reprogramming self-validation back into your nervous system and your subconscious and say, I'm going to value and self-validate myself. I don't need anybody in my external world validating me, especially somebody who's toxic, especially somebody who's narcissistic, and especially coming from somebody who hates themselves. Why would you want to seek external validation from somebody who hates themselves? Like, just think about that for a second. For those of you who grew up in my generation and you go into stores, like, I don't know why this is coming up as an example, but go into the store of like Hot Topic, for example. I'm not gonna lie, I used to love going in there just to like be in the vibe and like look at all the stuff. I never bought anything from there, but I just thought it was like a different store. Anyways, imagine asking like a super sad, depressed employee there, okay? For validation. Would you do that? No. You would be like, why? That's so dumb. Hell no, I would never do that. Okay, now moving through your day-to-day life, whether it's, oh, should I go work this job? Or, oh, what should I do about this relationship? Or, oh, what should I do about this next financial decision? Okay, instead of that gut instinct, which is not gut instinct, it's your trauma response instinct of asking your narcissistic parent or asking your narcissistic family members or narcissistic lover, instead of asking for their opinion and their approval and their validation, start learning to ask yourself, does this feel in alignment with what I want to do in my life at the current moment? You will know, like you will know, your body will tell you, and you have to listen. Are you breathing? Like, do you feel like when you ask that question, the answer that comes back, do you feel like it's that sensation, that feeling you get when you wake up so refreshed from a nap and you're like, oh, I feel so good. I feel so relaxed. You know, how you feel when you get out of a hot tub. You're like, oh, I feel so good. I feel so relaxed. Do you feel like that? Which is usually a yes for me. That's how I feel yeses. Or a fuck no, which is anxiety. It's butterflies in your stomach. Okay. Like, this is not a good idea, right? Listen to that. Listen to your yeses and your no's, how they feel. Start playing with your intuition. Start playing intuition games. Start testing your intuition. Go against it and see what happens with that. Okay. And then eventually you're going to develop a really healthy relationship with your own intuition, and you're going to know, like you're going to know immediately what's for you and what's not for you. And the more that you can stay in alignment, the more that the universe is going to provide for you. And I literally live by this statement. The more you are aligned, the universe will provide. When you are in alignment, the universe will provide. All right. Somebody create a bumper sticker that says that. When you are in alignment, the universe provides. Okay. Because period. That's facts. That is facts, because when something is aligned, it happens effortlessly without you having to lift a finger, right? Like work smarter, not harder. Okay. So my final takeaway message for you is over time, your confidence, your calm, your integrity is going to shine through. It's going to shine through their bullshit. All right. Like I said, they're stuck. They're stuck in that loop of going nowhere. They're going to nowhereville. Just remember that. Remember that on your healing journey and say, you know what? I'm not on the loop to nowhereville. I'm on the loop to somewhereville. Okay. Because like that's facts. Um, and you don't need their bullshit. So just keep doing what you love to do. And if content creation is your thing or whatever it is that you're doing online, whatever, if you're sharing your passions, keep going. Persevere. Do not give up. Be consistent. Let them yap. Let them, master their yap university because that's all they're going to master. All right. They're never going to have total ultimate freedom in their lives. And that's something you get to like look back and be like, sucks for you. I achieved that because I put in the work. And then when you're eventually like flying on a private jet one day, you can like look down and be like, ha, sucks for you. But anyways, yeah, that's all I wanted to tell you guys for today. And yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of their bullshit. Let them come after you and let the world, the people who matter, see how unstoppable and how invincible you are and how much they suck as an individual and how much of a loser they are. People will see that, okay? And if there are people that agree with them, that's because they're other losers, all right? Someone's got to play the loser role. And the good thing it's not us, right? Good thing it's not me and you. But unfortunately, they got to be out there for us to learn, grow from, experience, and just be like, okay, bye, loser. You know what I mean? Like, so just don't let it get to you. Don't let it chip away at you. Don't give it power. Take your power back and say, have fun with that. Good luck to Nowhereville. Okay. So, anyways. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Also, this is getting released on Wednesday of this week. Stay tuned for my podcast. It is getting released for our midweek Wednesday deep dive on Alchemy of the Dark Feminine on Apple or Spotify. So go listen to that. Right now, I have a huge announcement with that. South Africa is actually like my number one country where a lot of people love me. So that's pretty cool. I'm like number, 77 to the most listened to podcasts in South Africa right now around self-improvement and education, which I think is so fascinating and so badass and so cool. And yeah, I am slowly but surely getting out there. People are hearing me, people are resonating with me. And I hope that the souls that are aligned with this content, I hope this is resonating with you, inspiring you. I hope it's healing you and touching your soul in the way that it needs to be touched and enlightened for your highest good and for the highest good of all involved. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.